My name is Christine Simpson. I am an Area Superintendent for Leander ISD and proud to be a trustee for the STARRY organization. I was blessed to have some great conversations with Richard Singleton when I was a principal at Leander Middle School around some challenges that I was facing for my students and families and how to better serve those students and families in my community. And Richard suggested that I attend a trauma-informed care conference. And from there, we started talking more and more about STARRY's mission and their goals for the organization, and it just paired beautifully with the work that I was trying to do to support students and their families in my community. Personally, the mission resonates with me because as a child, I was removed at the age of 11, my brother was 8, from our mother's care. And we were sent across the country to live with another family member. Thankfully, it was a father. It was my father, so we were able to connect that way. But learning that the trauma that we experienced at our younger years, our mother couldn't care for us. And I think about all of the ways that STARRY supports the entire family unit, and I think about how had she had those services, perhaps our path would have looked a little bit different. And then even on the receiving end, with my brother and I growing up with our father, some trials that we encountered along the way, I think back to, did he have the skill set and the knowledge and the support that he needed to raise two children who had been through trauma? And so when I learned about STARRY and the mission, it just hits my heart because I think of the possibilities that exist now for families like ours that we didn't have then. Professionally speaking, I went into education. I've been in education for 24 years now. And I went into education with that lens of my experiences as a child, and I wanted to give back in such a meaningful way. And so when I met up with families or I met up with students who were in crisis or who had gone through trauma, with foster families who had students in my schools and in our system, it really just became more and more evident that STARRY connection was critically important to so many lives that I was able to touch and see and be part of. Well, I can tell you story after story. I think that I'd have to go back to where the word hope really hits me. Professionally, I was in a training and the presenter had said, hope is not a strategy. And that it hit me funny, and I couldn't figure out for the longest time why. But the reality is that hope is everything, and just an ounce of it can change the pathway for a child and for their families. As a parent, there are times as parents that we feel hopeless when everything is going right, and so to have the idea of hope as a mission is so powerful to me because I see it in action around me all of the time. Students who maybe were going through difficult times, families in difficult situations, especially through COVID when it just became more and more evident that mental health supports were critical, that the family unit was key. It just goes back to, again, that ounce of hope can go a really long way in changing the life of a child and changing the family unit. For the past 30 years, the STARRY organization has provided hope and healing for more than 300,000 people. Tomorrow marks the final day of the 30 Days of Raising Hope campaign. Our hope is to expand our reach and serve more children and their families in the upcoming years. We invite you to support our work in Central Texas and serve our greater community by providing hope. Thank you. Once again, thank you. Okay. Blooper reel. Thank you for raising hope.
Perfect.